This big bowl of popcorn only took this small amount of kernels to make. Did you know when a popcorn kernel heats up to 347 degrees Fahrenheit, it can pop up to 3 feet in the air? It certainly is a high performer. It's a fascinating process. You apply heat, and what an amazing thing happens. This little kernel transforms into something much greater than it was originally. Imagine having employees like this. Let's say you were a small business and you could only afford to have this many employees on your payroll, but employees who could produce this amount of results. Understand something about results. It's not just about what a person does when things are going well that determines an outcome. It's about what they do when things aren't going so well that determines an outcome as well. Heat, a metaphor for obstacles and difficult situations, can actually be the catalyst that brings about success and positive change. Challenging situations can bring out the best in a person or the worst. Have you noticed when the going gets tough, not everyone responds in a way that moves them forward. When things heat up, some people expand beautifully like popcorn, but other people act more like grapes. The heat or the challenge cause them to shrink and shrivel and act more like raisins. Many employers spend a lot of time and energy and money trying to motivate and change their employees after they've hired them. But they never take a look at their hiring processes and practices that allowed these mishires to happen in the first place. Interviewers, I know you never knowingly make a bad hiring decision. You always think you're hiring the best. Otherwise, you wouldn't extend a job offer. When it comes to interviewing, the job performance you think you're hiring and the job performance that actually occurs should be one and the same. If it's not because the applicant changed. It's because of the information you gathered during the interview process. It wasn't a reliable predictor of future job performance. Let's face it, if you're using behavior-based interviewing to gather examples of past behaviors, you're getting mixed hiring results. If you're basing your hiring decision on an applicant's skill level alone, that produces unreliable hiring results as well. That's because it takes more than just job skills to succeed. It takes the right attitude, one that is resilient and doesn't easily give up, one that grows and expands in the face of adversity and obstacles. Interviewers can assess job applicants and accurately determine who has an attitude that expands and goes in search of solutions, and who has one that more often shrinks and shrivels in the face of a challenge. I can teach you everything you need to know about how to hire high performers. I just can't do it in a video that lasts only a couple of minutes. I highly recommend that you learn everything you can about motivation-based interviewing. It's a powerful interviewing methodology that has a built-in attitude assessment piece. Also, take a close look at your interview questions that you ask each job applicant. It can make the difference between success and failure in your hiring results. It's that critical. If you would like for me to take a look at your company's interview questions to see how effective they are at assessing an applicant's attitude, I will be happy to do that at no charge. My contact information can be found at the HireAuthority.com website or on LinkedIn. Drop me a note or give me a call. In closing, realize you can hire this quantity of employees who produce this quantity of results, or you can hire the same amount of employees who produce less. The decision is yours because you are the one extending the job offer. High performers? Not high performers. It's a fascinating process. It's a fascinating process. It's a fascinating process. Heat. Heat, heat, heat. Who has an attitude that expands and goes in search of solutions, and who more often, do it again, left out the main thing. Do it again, do it again.